I love you.
I was ashamed of my mother until it was too late. My name is Diego, and this is a story that is hardest for me to tell. For years, I lived believing that my mother was an embarrassment, but today I would give anything for one more minute with her. A humble childhood, but full of love. I grew up in a small house with peeling walls and windows that barely closed. The roof leaked on rainy days, and the winter cold seeped in through every corner. But despite all that, our house was full of something that many others didn't have. Love. My mother was the center of everything, with her hands cracked from work. She prepared food like it was a banquet. With her soft voice, she sang songs while washing other people's clothes, and with her hugs, she made everything bad disappear. I remember nights when there was nothing but rice and eggs, and she would pretend it was her favorite food, just so I wouldn't feel bad. She slept little, she tired easily, but she never complained. She always said, "As long as you're okay, I'm okay." 2. Comparisons began. Everything changed when I entered school. I started to notice other mothers, some who arrived in shiny cars with elegant clothes and flawless makeup. Mine arrived walking, with clothes stained with chlorine, and a face tired from working all day. I was a child, but shame started to creep into my heart. I didn't understand it then, but the world outside taught me to value the superficial, and I accepted it without questioning. I remember a classmate saying in a mocking tone, "That's your mom? She looks like a servant." It hurt, but instead of defending her, I looked down and said nothing. That silence haunted me for years. 3. Adolescence, where I rejected her the most. At 13, shame became evident. I asked her not to pick me up from school anymore. I told her I could go alone, but in reality, I was ashamed for others to see her. She just looked at me as if she knew and said in a soft voice, "It's okay, son." She never picked me up again. I remember seeing her from afar, following me to school, but staying out of sight, making sure I arrived safely, and then leaving without me seeing her. She loved me so much that she preferred to disappear rather than make me feel uncomfortable, and I didn't appreciate it. For youth, when I thought I didn't need her, at 18, I decided to leave home. I needed freedom, I said. I didn't want rules or schedules. She didn't argue, helped me pack, put a sandwich in my backpack, and a note folded with adhesive tape. "If one day you lack strength, remember everything you've overcome. I love you, Mom." I didn't read it then. The note stayed forgotten among my things for years. I only found it later, crumpled and stained, with her shaky handwriting, and that day I cried like never before. I lived alone, studied, worked, became an adult, and meanwhile, she kept sending me messages asking how I was. I responded with short phrases. "I'm fine, busy. We'll talk later." But that later never came. 5. The call that changed everything. One night, while watching TV, my phone rang. It was my aunt. Her voice trembled. "Your mom is in the hospital." I didn't want you to find out, but I can't hide it anymore. My blood ran cold. I felt like I was suffocating. I dressed as fast as I could and ran to the hospital. When I entered her room, I barely recognized her. She was thin, pale, her hair sparse, and her hands shook. But her gaze was the same. "Are you eating well, son?" she said. I couldn't speak. I just knelt beside her and burst into tears. The forgiveness she never asked for. I spent the following days by her side. I brought her flowers, prepared her favorite soup, played her favorite music. I tried to make up for lost time, but time can't be recovered and forgiveness isn't easy. I asked for forgiveness for the times I didn't respond, for the times I was ashamed, for being absent when she needed me most. And she, with a gentle smile, said, "You never failed me. You were just growing." And I was always here, waiting. 7. Last days. We laughed. I read her stories. I told her everything I never dared to say. Until one morning, she didn't wake up. She was at peace, her face calm, as if she had finally rested, on her bedside table. I found a box. Inside were all the letters I had made for her in elementary school. Clumsy drawings, poorly written words, deformed hearts. She had kept them all for me. They were old trash to me, but to her, They were treasures. 8. The emptiness that can't be filled. Today I have success, a good job, a big house, a car, expensive clothes, trips. But nothing fills that void. A space in my soul where only she fit. An empty chair at every Christmas. A silence at every achievement. Every time something good happens to me,
I love you.
I think, how I wish I could tell her. And every time I feel alone, I think she would know what to say. But she's no longer here. New final reflection. That's why I'm talking to you today. To you who still have your mother alive. To you who maybe don't call her as often. Who sometimes gets annoyed by her voice, her way of worrying, her repeated advice. Listen carefully. One day you'll wish you could hear her once more, and you won't be able to. Don't make the same mistake I did. Don't wait until it's too late to hug her. Don't let a birthday pass without telling her you love her. Don't ignore her messages. Don't hang up on her. Never be ashamed of the woman who gave you life. Because she loved you when you had nothing. Took care of you when you didn't know who you were. Defended you when the world pointed at you. And was there even when. Epilogue. If I could go back, I would say every day, thank you, Mom. Thank you for loving me even when I didn't deserve it. But you rejected her, you can. You still can.
It's truly magical when you subscribe, like, comment, and share. That way, YouTube will notify you every time we upload a new video. Your support helps us grow and shine even brighter. Thank you, beautiful soul.